Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye. I'm your host, Lola Ashaye, and I'm here with a special guest today, Dr. Michael Andrade. Andrade. Did I say that right, Mike?
No, I'm not a doctor, but you spelled last name right.
Mr. Mike Andrade, right? Yes. Okay. So Mike is an independent benefits advisor and has served in healthcare, employee benefits, financial services space since 1993. So he's a champion for making complex healthcare challenges simple with effective solutions. Essentially, he designs health benefits that can reduce healthcare spending for business owners and individuals by 10 to 40% while achieving better health outcomes. So excited to have you here, Mike. You're welcome.
Thank you. I am grateful to be here. And I talk to a lot of companies that in theory practice medicine, but you actually practice medicine. And so it's just a blessing to be part of your Facebook group, but also knowing that I'm like 2 or 3 miles down the street from you, that makes it even better.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So today we're talking about a very important topic. And if you're a business owner or you know a business owner, you do not want to miss this. Please share this episode with them if they can't make it now. But we're talking about affordable healthcare for small and mid-sized businesses. And before we get into it, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. You're listening to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye. I'm your host, Lola Ashaye. I'm a double board certified family and lifestyle medicine doctor and owner of InTouch Primary Care, a membership clinic in Sugar Land. Here we take a convenient and proactive approach to your healthcare. You can check us out on our website, www.intouchprimarycare.com. All right, so Mike, can you tell us a little more about yourself and why you became a healthcare benefits advisor?
Sure. Well, when you said 1993, I was like, that's 30 years ago, man. Whew, that's a long time. And so here's the funny thing is, so I've been a Sugar Land resident almost half my life. I moved from the Los Angeles area and just over the first 3 summers came to just love Texas, love Sugar Land, love Fort Bend. And along the way, I started out as a health insurance underwriter. And really, I got into health care insurance because I was really good at math. And then what I found is that I really like talking to people, even though I'm a numbers guy. But also the reason I became a healthcare advisor is because more than the numbers and more than the talking to people, I really enjoy helping people. And most people think of what I do as an insurance broker, where you just kind of go to marketplaces and you just give people rates for whatever. I think my job is more important than that. I think my job is to save people's lives. Mm-hmm. And I didn't come to that realization until about 6 or so years ago, when my wife realized that she had a really serious illness. And then when you actually try to use the healthcare system, and you realize how freaking broken it is and how hard it is to actually find the right doctor and go to the right hospital. And then you realize how freaking expensive it is to use the healthcare system. That absolutely changed my life. And so while I say I've been in this business almost 30 years now, I would say the excellence that I want to hope to create is founded in my want to help people. But it only started about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's a, very important point that you just made. You talked about how the healthcare system right now makes it very difficult for people to access care. And thanks for sharing that about your wife. So can you tell me a story about how you've helped a small or mid-sized business reduce their spending on healthcare?
Sure, happy to. And I'll give you a small group story that happened just last week. And what I try to tell businesses that want to work with me, it's like, look, we're going to talk about 3 potential solutions. And one is no insurance whatsoever. And that means we're not going to go to like a Blue Cross, United, Cigna, or Aetna. And really, there's some solutions that you can embrace as a small business and large business. That doesn't mean that you go out and buy an insurance product. You can either give people money through some type of account, or you can simply just find a way to pay people a little bit more money so they can buy insurance on their own. For small businesses, that's typically the first conversation. The second is, what does a traditional health insurance marketplace look like? And that's going to be your Blue Cross, United, Cigna, Aetna stuff. And then the third is what I call flexible benefits. And flexible benefits means that you create a plan that essentially rewards folks for making good healthcare decisions. And what I mean by that is like my wife's example. She gets an injection once a month that could be $30,000 or it could be $5,000. Well, if you actually engage with a nurse and they send you to that $5,000 option, you pay nothing for healthcare. Where that $30,000, that's just a waste of healthcare dollars. And so the most, I'm sorry, I'm rambling right now, but the last year I helped a large business save about $2 million on 4 people. Long story short, we had somebody that was experience of an FMLA event where they were running out of leave for FMLA, but he also needed a heart transplant. The plan itself basically passed that cost onto the employer. They said, "Hey, look, if this happens, we're gonna just pay. You're gonna pay that full claim." So what happened is we were able to tap into a charity organization that a nonprofit that was able to help this individual find individual coverage and paid for the entire experience, premium, out-of-pocket expenses. He moved to that plan, was able to get the transplant at the same exact hospital, paid nothing out of his pocket, and it saved the employer about $1 million. That same employer had a similar situation with a family in Chicago. Mom and 3 kids all had the same genotype for a certain type of cancer. And that'd be $30,000 out of their pocket. They didn't have it. Right. And they paid about $1 million from the plan. And so we did the same thing, same charity, changed their life. And then back to that small business, we were able to show the small business that by essentially doing the no insurance option, how they can embrace health care options like what you provide, direct primary care, and some health share arrangements to dramatically lower their cost and actually improve the healthcare experience for their employees.
Right,
I bet
absolutely.
you're thinking, bring it back, Mike, bring it back.
No, I'm just, it's nice to know that there are options though. And I think that's the important thing for business owners, because many people feel stuck, or they feel like, they can't afford healthcare, so they're just going to ignore it and hope they're okay. Yeah. But when people know that there are options, I think that's powerful because they don't have to be stuck. And that's what we would like to share today.
Yeah, and you could say the same thing. I mean, you're talking about health insurance, because most of the time when I enter the picture, somebody says, "Oh, crud, I just got a 30 or 40% renewal." And I say, look, it's too late. We can build a solution for next year, or we can build a solution. It really depends on the circumstances. But typically when you come to me 30 days before your renewal and you're in pain because your insurance costs are going through the roof, it's not that we can't help. It's just you've got to be a little bit more proactive in building a solution. And then also in terms of healthcare, most people are just confused with how to use the healthcare system. And so that part of what you do and what I do is to help bring some sensibility to how people consume healthcare. And if you can effectively, like those examples that we showed before, that $2 million that we saved that one employer, well, economics of it, if you reduce the claim expense by $2 million, you've dramatically improved the premium cost. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling now, but that's essentially what we try to do to help companies, is we help empower them with choice.
Exactly. So tell me, if a small or mid-sized business owner might be listening now and they might be thinking, okay, I do need healthcare. Maybe they already have something, but it's very expensive, or maybe they don't have anything right now and they want to have something so that they can attract and retain good, talented staff. Where do they begin? Like, what would you tell them they need to do to begin their journey lowering their healthcare costs?
Fair question. So we're talking health insurance. What I would say is that it's a three-step process. There's a lot more touch points in between, or dots to connect. I should have used that. I was trying to. But essentially, it's understanding where you're at now. And most of the time, people think, gosh, my broker said I've got a Blue Cross and that's the best rate, so that's the best I can do. And it's understanding that's not necessarily the case. And so step one is really having that understanding that the mindset and mechanics of what you can do might be different than what you're hearing from your current advisor. The second is to really understand that when you get a better understanding of the purview or the options that are available, you've got to factor in within your culture if that's something you can do right now, and if not, when can you do it? And what I like to say is although we're talking about what I do, what you do is instrumental to the solution, because you affect the price of health care today and in the future. And then the third step on this, I'm going off that, but the third step in the process is to, once you've figured out what the universe looks like for you right now, where you want to go, you build a roadmap. The third thing is really building employee engagement. And so they understand if there's a transition, why we're doing it. And if you can help build the case that, hey, if you go to that $5,000 option for medicine versus the $30,000, it's $0 to you. And they can understand the economics of it, which that means, wow, I pay nothing out of my pocket for this medicine that I need. And if my employer saves money, that means I can get a raise. Well, typically that's a cultural decision, but most people don't think of it that way. They think of, got to pass costs on to my employees. Did I answer your question, or am I just talking?
No, that does answer my question. So
Okay.
I think knowing that I think that's great. Evaluating what you have right now, determining when you may need to make a change, and then, at the end of the day, kind of making sure that everybody's on the same page.
So Dr. Ashaye, that's really on the insurance side.
Right.
Saving money on healthcare, and I'm not sure if you were going to go in that direction, but saving money on healthcare, it's a similar process, but it is foundationally. How is your plan set up? So if you have a plan that's like super high deductible, and it's a high deductible health plan, well, your people can't afford to use it. And so that's where companies like you come in, where if you have a direct primary care physician, where essentially you're pulling primary care out of the insurance equation and you're just providing folks a level of advocacy. And what's beautiful about what you do is that you've eliminated that financial barrier. And because you don't have to deal with insurance, you have more time to see people. Right. And you help navigate folks naturally to lower cost options based on what you do. And so in terms of one of the steps for affordable healthcare, it's engaging with a primary care physician that's equipped like you are to help people navigate healthcare when they can't see you. The second thing is raising awareness of where you go when you're sick or need surgery. It absolutely matters. And unfortunately, our healthcare hospital systems and insurance companies don't want you to know that if you go to a Methodist hospital or a Memorial Hospital, there's some really great doctors there, but there's also some that rank super, super low when you rank them all on a percentile basis. And so where you go is super important, but many times we just don't have those resources. And so that's where we come in. We help make those choices. No, we don't make the choices, but we give guidance for folks using outcomes data that you can't get anywhere else. And so, again, I'm rambling, I'm sorry, but I think that's what the points of what you wanted me to address.
Yes, so those are really great points. I think understanding what people need and letting people know what options are. And we have, like you said, we have access to certain things that a lot of people either don't know how to access or just don't have access to. So we're able to help and guide people a lot better with the model of care and with the benefits that you provide. So wanted to just, for small business owners out there, or mid-sized business owners, or even large business owners that are looking for healthcare solutions, how can they find you? Like, how would they be able to find you to start this process?
Well, I'm super easy to find.
Yeah.
Super easy to find. You can go to my website, which is mavericba.com. So if you're a member of the A team, I pity the fool that don't go to the B to be mavericba.com. Easy to find on LinkedIn. Last name is spelled Andrade, Andrade. You can look up Mike or Michael, Sugar Land, Texas, or you can call me 832-236-8966. Email address it's mike@mavericba.com.
Okay, great. So we're going to put all that contact information in the comments so you can contact Mike. And yeah, there are solutions for business owners. Please do not delay your care. You work so hard to get to where you are, and then when it's time to enjoy the benefits, you're too sick to do it. So that's not the way we want to do this. So please, if you need healthcare, and we all need healthcare. Even if you don't think you need it, just try to find a healthcare solution, and there are options. So we want you to be aware of that. So don't delay your care. But thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe and share with someone who might need it. You never know. It could make a huge difference for them. And if you're in the Houston area, you can check us out at InTouchPrimaryCare.com. You can check Mike out, and we'll put all his information in the chat. And thank you so much, Mike, for being here.
Really Dr. Lola,
appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Lola, and thank you for all you do. You provide life-changing experiences for folks, and so keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So until next week, this is Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye, and love to see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.